this is some of the stuff that we covered last week. So what do indicators indicate? What are indicators indicating? No, that's what they're made of, Raj. They're not indicating that. What are when I put an indicator on my screen, what is it indicating? What am I hoping it's indicating? Well, the past, but that's really not what I'm interested in, is it? I'm hoping it's not, I don't want to indicate the past. When to buy and sell, right? So really, it's indicating direction, and it's forecasting in my mind implicitly. It's supposed to be forecasting the future, right? And so how do indicators pull this off? How do they forecast the future or, mark changes in trend? They don't? You're telling me this now, John? But, well, then why do traders use indicators? Magic, that's it. Witchcraft, voodoo. Well, actually, traders use indicators, and they use them for the right reason. I mean, they really do. The reason isn't flawed. What traders use indicators because they're trying to read the market, and they don't. They're trained to think that the market can't give them the information they need to identify where to trade with an edge, and so they're going to use an indicator to do that for them. Now, it doesn't work, but the premise, I understand the premise. I used indicators when I first started trading. I thought stochastics was the greatest thing I'd ever seen. So what do indicators actually indicate? I mean, what we want them to do is to tell us where to buy and sell. What we want them to do is to tell us when the market's topping out, and then when to take our profit, and then when to go long, and then when to get out, etc. But what are they actually doing? Yeah, there's sort of a momentum, depending on how the equation, but it's the number series. Indicators are some form of a moving average, and the moving averages, the moving average or the indicators, or the moving average of the indicator, is generated from a number series. The number series is generated by price changes, and because of the overwhelming function of the market to facilitate trade, and the fact that the market does indeed rotate, so it tends to generate increasing numbers and generate decreasing numbers in a rough pattern at times. People get mesmerized by the oscillations of the facilitation process, but the indicator is an extremely crude form of identifying what you can see without the indicator, which is basically price fluctuation. It's trade facilitation. So I just described how they accomplish this. And traders use indicators because they want something that can tell them information that they can't see on the screen, because they're looking for market understanding. That implicitly, that's why they use indicators, because they quickly learn to be afraid of the market because they lose money. So they think that if they put an indicator on their chart, they won't lose money anymore, and the indicator is going to give them insight and understanding about the market that they didn't have before. And we know that's an illusion. Some of the inherent flaws of indicators include it takes your focus off of paying attention to what you should be paying attention to, because that indicators, oscillators cannot lead price. They cannot forecast moves. Indicators are a number series, and until the bar prints or closes, or there's a higher high or lower low or whatever, that indicator isn't going to move. So it's an illusion that an oscillator is leading price. And the big detriment is that you focus on the indicator and you're not paying attention to what's going on in the bigger picture of market development and market structure, which is how we trade. Okay, what's the better solution for achieving the information indicators purport to convey? It's understanding. It's understanding the market. When we started this on session 1, we talked about developing, this is not a system, it's not a rote methodology, it's really a worldview, it's an understanding of the market. And even you new guys that are new to Alexander Trading should already be able to see the huge difference in the way you look at a market than you did 3 or 4 weeks ago, much less, some of you guys that have been around for years. I mean, it truly is a different worldview. And when I say different, it is so different than what's going on out there. It's increasingly different, as a matter of fact, which is good. You've got a huge edge.